Good morning. I saw this question. Guess which country has the lowest excess mortality in OECD? It's Sweden. I saw the diagram. I saw it. Sweden is at the bottom. I'll post a link to it. All right. And what could be the reason for this? Well, I don't know the reason, but I can tell you the story about Sweden. Not everybody knows this story, and there are some ridiculous ideas about this. Why Sweden was different during this hysteria. No, the most ridiculous idea, I think I heard it from Alex Jones. He suggests, well, it's ridiculous. It's sort of funny too. He suggested, Alex Jones, he suggested that the Swedes are already so controlled, so they didn't have to. They didn't have to lock people up here in Sweden. They were already so obedient and controlled. Right. Now you don't know anything about this, Alex Jones. So this is the story, right? So the politicians, they said, let's lock people up, like they are doing everywhere else. And then there was one guy who said no. And this guy was in charge of health here in Sweden, was the top man. His name was Anders Tegnell. He said, no, this is not how to do it. We should protect the very vulnerable, but people should move around and mix. And this is how we develop immunity in this nation. And this is what happened. And there were also laws here in Sweden. The politicians just couldn't do it. They would be breaking the law. You can't lock people up. So it didn't happen, right? Then much later, the pressure became too big, I suppose. So first the politicians said, let's remove this guy, Anders Tegnell, replace him with somebody else. So that's what they did. And then they introduced this emergency law. So they came with the passport. But this was much later. Too late, I suppose. Maybe this is the reason, No, it's not like the Swedes are smarter. Well, I can testify to this. They are not smarter here in this country. And it's not like we are more controlled. This is not my observation at all. I would say the opposite, actually. Maybe. It's hard to tell. But there's a lot of rebels here in Sweden. And we had this beautiful protest when they came with the passport. So I'm very happy about what I see here in Sweden. Relatively speaking. But, I have so many former friends. And none of them came to me and said, I should have listened to you. None. I'm very disappointed with this. I thought they were smarter, you see. Yes. I read comments. People write comments saying, this old friend of mine came to me and said, I should have listened to you. This never happened to me. Right. People need to get smarter, and they need to do the work, and they need courage. They have to stand up to any of this bullshit. They have to be able to do it. And they need courage. And they need to do the work too, right? Maybe it is like this. It's 50% courage and 50% work. If you don't want to be an idiot, I mean. Finally, I want to tell you this. Hungary's Prime Minister, Viktor Orban, he said that if Trump was the president, there would not be war in Ukraine or Europe. And he said, come back, Trump. Make America great again. Bring us peace again. I want people to know about this. This guy, Viktor Orban, he said this. Because I believe it's completely true, you see. if Trump was the president, we wouldn't have this mess in Ukraine. I'm sure about it. No, this guy is not perfect at all, Trump. But I know this. He would stop this nonsense. He wouldn't go there. I'm sure about it. I'm also sure about one more thing. He is actually the president of the United States. He won the election. I'm sure. The Democrats stole it. Which is awful, really. Maybe this is what we need. We need an uprising, right? And if they continue to do these things, we will get it. Right? We need this uprising badly now. Right. That's all. I wish you a great weekend. Be good.